Welcome back to the Kaspa Silver YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how Kaspa becomes bigger than just transferring value. And in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys a complete guide on Casia messaging. So recently, Kaspa City has posted this guest post that was written by me where I explain what Casia is. I say here, Casia is a fully encrypted peer-to-peer messaging system built on the Casp protocol. This project is being led by Oz Ghosty and is completely open source. His goal is to have Caspa be the most used proof of work in the world. Why could this be game changing for Caspa? First off, any other proof of work system implementing this would see this as spam rather than a feature. But due to Caspa's pruning and rapid block times of 10 blocks per second, Caspa can handle this with no sweat. This service enables users to set up a wallet and fund it with at least 10 Kaspa to be able to send over 500,000 messages. Each message is a layer 1 transaction on the network. The key takeaways of the service are a decentralized, private, peer-to-peer messaging service that is not reliant on a centralized server for constant uptime, a new use case for Kaspa outside of simply sending and receiving value, increasing transaction volume and miner income. Please note this service is in early beta stages but is able to be used here at Kasia.fyi. This is a fully open source project, so you can run it locally by following the steps here in this GitHub, and you can reach out to Oz Ghosty for any questions or feedback. I also wanted to add here that the reason why the name Casia was chosen was because in ancient Aramaic, this means secret, hidden, or concealed. We also have a website called Casplorer.com, which you are able to filter through the transactions on the Caspa network and see every single transaction that is related to this Casia messaging service. So as you can see here, that recently there's actually been a couple messages sent on the Caspa network that are totally private, secure, and unable to be decrypted, and only the users that are communicating with each other are able to see this. Now I want to show you guys that ever since this launched, you could see that the transactions on the network did have a spike, and they're actually now currently sitting daily about over 150,000 per day, which is great to see. It was just the weekend, so I imagine that most people are probably just not really paying attention to anything of the markets or anything in their crypto portfolios at all to be using the service. But my goal is to really have other people understand Casia messaging and start using it day to day, because this is a really great way for you to actually start using Kaspa every single day in your lives, which in returns help the security funding concerns that people have, where miners are going to be reliant on fees in the future. And since every single message on Casia is a direct layer 1 transaction, this does help the miners and creates a new source of fee revenue for them. So there are two ways that you can access Casia. You can access it online by just searching up Casia.fyi, and you can use this website yourself. But just please be aware that this website is being maintained by someone else to make sure that it is always online. And if the website ever goes down, then you basically lose access to this service. So another method that I'm going to be showing you guys how to run Casia is by running it locally on your own computer, and that way you don't have to be reliant on anyone for this to always be online. You can actually just be reliant on yourself, and this is due to the fact that Casia is fully open source. So before I go into showing you guys how to run it locally, I want to first show you guys exactly how this application works. And then after showing you how this fully works, if you guys are interested in running locally, that will be at the end of this video. So let's go ahead and just get started here. So once you head to Casio.fyi or you are running locally, you're going to have two options here, which is to either create a new wallet or import a wallet that you already have. Now, please do not import any kind of wallet that has your entire Kaspa bag. Remember, you only need 10 Kaspa, and this allows you to send over 500,000 messages. So ideally, you're probably best off creating a brand new wallet, but you can also import a wallet from Caspium, which is what I would recommend and just fund a brand new Caspian wallet with 10 Kaspa and use that as your way to communicate. But for this video, I'm going to create a new wallet. I'm going to choose the standard derivation path because this is compatible with Caspium, and I would recommend that if you do create a new wallet, you just import the seed phrase into your Caspian wallet so that you have access to that seed phrase whenever on the go. And this should only be holding upwards to 10 Kaspa. Here's where you can just set the wallet name. I'm just going to name it subscribe. And then the seed phrase length, I would recommend to just choose 12 words. That 12 words is just as secure, and it is going to be a whole lot easier than trying to keep up with 24 words. And then here you could just set up a password that will be locally for your device. Then you would just click create. After the wallet is created, it's going to show your seed phrase. Now, currently the text here says this is the only time you'll see your seed phrase, but we actually updated this so that you can see it again after, so you don't really have to worry about that. And so we're just going to go ahead and skip this. I don't want to show you guys the seed phrase, and just go back to wallets. And then you can see here that I have the wallet created here. If I select it and put my password in, I'm going to now be in the wallet. And then you're going to have two things to click here that you can choose. The first is to start the wallet service, or you can click this hamburger menu to get you some more information. So here it says the wallet info. If you click this, this is going to show you your Kaspa address and an icon here so that you can copy it. It's also going to allow you to show the QR code, which allows you to easily send 10 Kaspa to this address if you want to do so. It's also going to show you your balance. It's going to show you your UTXOs, and then it's also going to let you withdraw Kaspa from this address if you need to another address. And we also have the button for max sending. And then lastly here, this is where you can view your seed phrase again, where you need to put in your password and then click view seed phrase, and then you have the option to see your seed phrase again. The next option here is to start the wallet service. And so once you click this, you're going to have only one other thing to do here, which is just start a new conversation by clicking this icon right here. When you click this icon, it's going to ask you to put in a Kaspa address that you want to chat with. And then what this requires is a handshake to be able to initiate chatting. So the handshake amount can be as cheap as 0.2 Kaspa, and this is the cost for you to start a message with the new person. Now, if you know the person you're messaging does not have any Kaspa at all, you may want to increase this so that they have some Kaspa to accept the handshake and also start chatting with you. But typically 0.2 should be enough to initiate a handshake, and then once the recipient receives your handshake and accepts it, then you can start seeing the messages that you're sending from each other. So I'm going to go ahead and basically do this on my main Casia wallet. So I'm going to close this wallet here, head over to my main wallet, which is where any of you guys can message me from if you want to. I'm going to go ahead and click to start wallet service. I'm going to click this right here to start a new conversation, and I'm going to go ahead and paste in that address. Since that address does not have any Kaspa, it's already telling me here that the recipient has 0 Kaspa and would not be able to respond to your handshake. Consider sending a higher amount. So I'm going to send them 1 Kaspa, and then I'm just going to click start chat. All right, so when I click start chat and confirm send, you're going to see that a chat has been initiated here. And if I click it, it says here handshake received from this address, and then you're going to be able to click accept and send response. And so now if I go over here and I type hi and click send, you're going to see that this is going to go over here as hi. And basically that's all you have to do. Now you can start chatting with anyone, and it's pretty instant. Every single message is a transaction on the network, and this is fully private and fully secured. Now, some other features show up once you do start a conversation. And so one of those features is that you can rename an address to whatever you want. So I could just rename that conversation, and that way I know who I'm speaking to. And then another thing that you can do within a conversation is attach files. Now, just be mindful that the only kind of files you can attach are files that are of the size of 10 kilobytes. So you can't send anything more than 10 kilobytes. But the main purpose of this application is for messaging people and communication. Another option you have here is to refresh messages. This is good to do just in case you feel like any messages are not showing up. Over here, you have an export backup option. What this will do is save every single message in all of your conversations that you have and put it into a file, so that way you can import that file onto another device and continue conversating on your same wallets and still have the history of all your messages. The reason for this is because Kaspa does have pruning, and every time Kaspa prunes, it will delete all of your old conversations, and that happens every 3 days. So the history of all of your conversations will go away unless you export a backup and then import that back in. The last option here is to clear the history of your conversation. What this will do is only delete every single message that you personally have sent, and not what the other person has sent. So if I click this right here, it's going to say, are you sure you want to clear all message history? This will completely wipe all conversation, messages, nickname, and handshakes. This cannot be undone. If I click OK here, you're going to see that the conversation is gone. Now, if I was to try and start a conversation again with that same user here, let me go ahead and just refresh this, head back into this wallet. You're going to see here that if I start the wallet service again, this conversation is going to pop up again. But as you can see here, all the messages are gone. And instead, I have to accept the handshake all over again. Now, as you can see here, if I accept the handshake and refresh the messages, I still see every single message that the other person had sent in the past. I just cannot see mine any longer. So that is how Casia works. And if you guys are interested in chatting with me on Casia, please use this address. This is my official address for Casia to chat with me, or you could just scan this QR code if you are watching this on another device and you do have your phone on hand. You can get access to my address. My address will also be in the description so you can copy and paste it. So please, if you want to chat with me, you can directly reach me at this address right here. So now the latter part of this video is going to show you guys how to run Casia locally if you are interested in doing that. All right, so getting started, you're first going to want to download Git, and the link to this GitHub will be in the description so that you can follow along, but I'm going to show you guys how I'm doing this on a Windows PC. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and download Git for Windows here, and then all I'm going to do is choose the Git for Windows x64 setup. And I'm going to go ahead and download this to my desktop. Then I'm going to double click on the program here, click yes, and then click next, and click yes to install. Everything that's checked here, just going to keep it checked. Just keep clicking next, let Git decide. Yep. Pretty much you just go through all of this and let all the default settings remain until you get to the page to install Git. All right, and once that's done, you can just click finish. And then we're going to go back to the GitHub here. And then you can verify your installation by running in your terminal git version. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. I'm going to search for CMD. This should pop up the command prompt. I'm going to click enter. And I'm going to go ahead and right click to just paste what I just copied, git version. And if you click enter here, you should see it say git version 2.50.0.windows.1, and this is just as of recording this video. If Git does have an update, you should probably update it to the most latest version. The next thing I want to do is install Rust, and we are on Windows here, so I'm going to go ahead and click this link right here to go to install the Rust toolchain. It's going to bring you to this website right here, and then this is where you're going to want to click rustup-init.exe. You're going to click download, and this is specifically for Windows. If you're on another platform, please choose the one that's dedicated for your platform. I'm going to also put this to my desktop, and then I'm going to double click on that program as well. It's going to open the command line interface, and pretty much all you got to do is just click enter, and it will start to download everything you need so that we can actually run Casia locally, because we need certain commands in Rust to do so. All right, Rust is installed now, and we can head to the next step. So we go back to the GitHub here, and it says here, if you already have Rust installed, you can update it by running rustup update. Those are for those of you that already have it installed. You can just make sure it's up to date. And then the next thing that you can do is install WASM by using this command within your terminal. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this. Open the command prompt again by typing CMD in my search here, right clicking and clicking enter. Now I already have this installed, and that's why I received this error here saying that it already exists in the destination. For you, it probably won't exist already. So you'll just go ahead, click enter, and it will go ahead and download exactly what you need into the desired destination. The next thing you're gonna need to do is clone this GitHub, and we're gonna go ahead and just copy this. We're gonna go back to the same command line interface we were using here. I'm gonna zoom in here, right click here, and just click enter. So what this command just did was download Kasia and all of its contents onto your computer, and this is going to allow you to run it locally. The next thing you want to do is head into the directory of Kasia, and you can literally just type cd Kasia, and then now you are in the directory of Kasia, and the next thing you need to do is build the Cypher WASM package. All right, so I went ahead and copied the CD cipher. I'm going to go ahead and paste that to go into that directory. Then I'm going to copy this one, paste that in there, click enter, and it's going to go ahead and do its stuff. All right, so once that's finished installing, you're going to just want to head back to your main directory, and you're going to just go ahead and type CD period, click enter, and this will just go back to the Casia directory. The next thing you want to install is node.js, and I already have this installed, but you will just go ahead, head to this website right here and click the Windows installer if you're on Windows, or you change it to your desired operating system so that you can download this to your system. The next thing you're going to need to do is download the latest Kaspa WASM32 SDK file. And to do this, you'll go ahead and find this file over here at this link. This is going to take you to Rusty Kaspa releases, and if you scroll down, there's going to be a link right here to download this exact file for Windows. So I'm going to go ahead and click this right here and put this to my desktop. So after downloading this file, you need to extract the contents that are within this directory into this directory within Casia. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do that. So this right here is the SDK file that I just downloaded. Personally, what I like to do is have a folder dedicated for Kaspa stuff, and I'm just going to extract everything in this folder to my Kaspa folder within my PC. Once I extract those contents, you're going to get a folder that is no longer zipped. You're going to go into this folder and then head over to the folder that says web. And then you're going to head to the folder that says Kaspa. And everything in here, you're just going to want to copy. And then once you copy that, you're going to want to head to your Kasia folder. This is typically found within your local disk, users, and then click the folder that has the name of your PC. And then you should find a folder here that says Kasia. You're going to head into that folder, and then where it says WASM, you're going to double click that and paste everything we copied into this folder. After doing that, we just need to do 2 more steps, and then you can run Kasia locally on your own PC. So we're going to go ahead and copy this command right here, head back to our command prompt. Make sure that you are in the Kasia directory by just typing cd space Kasia. Once you're there, right click this command into it, npm install. This will install Node.js into Kasia so that you can actually run it locally. You're then going to copy npm run dev and paste that in the command prompt again and click enter. And there you go. You are now running Kasia locally, and you can open up the direct link to the local host by typing O and then clicking enter. And there you have it. I'm now currently running Kasia on my own PC locally. I'm no longer reliant on a public website to access Kasia. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and before we go, if you are interested in booking some time so that you can communicate with me for a whole hour or for just 30 minutes on a video call, I do have a link down below to cal.com, which allows you to book some time with me so that you can actually discuss anything you want in relation to Kaspa stuff, if you want any of my thoughts or opinions on anything related to that. Leave a like on the video, subscribe if you guys are new around here, and as always, Don't be average, be different.